Hey, what's up? My name is Mike Williams and you're watching a brand new video of Bax Music. Today we're in my studio and I'm gonna explain you how to record a piano part, how to process it, and how to put it in a track. It's a new upcoming track. So yeah, let's check it out. So in my opinion, there are two ways to record a piano part. Of course, you can just play it if you can play piano, but you can also just draw it in your music program. I'm using Logic Pro X. So first, let's see how to record a piano part on the piano itself. I have a keyboard here, which is a Native Instruments keyboard. It's really easy, and I have a pedal here, which is quite important. So yeah, let's see how to record it on the piano. So I connected the MIDI keyboard with a MIDI cable to my computer, and I have a really cool plugin called Keyscape here, which has a lot of pianos, a lot of different pianos as well. I chose the Wing Upright, which I think sounds the coolest. There are no effects on it yet, so we're gonna do that later. So I'm just gonna play some random things, what comes up in my mind. That's usually how I start a production, because I have no idea like what it's gonna be. So yeah, let's just play something. So it already sounds pretty cool. It's not like a real piano yet, but that's because it's a keyboard and the touch is a bit different. But we do have the pedal here, so let's just record a bit, put the metronome on and put it in Logic so we can edit it. So what I usually do is put the BPM a bit lower than like a house track is normally 128, 126. It's pretty fast, so it's difficult to record a good piano part. So usually I turn it to 105 or even 100, just to make it easier for myself, and then later I can just speed it up. Okay. It sounds okay, but it's far from done yet. So we just recorded the piano part, and I'm just gonna play it back. I have no idea how it sounds, so let's hear it. So as you can hear, it's a bit messy. It's not really on time. There are some notes that shouldn't be there. But the nice thing is, if you don't really play piano that well, you can always adjust everything, remove some notes, add some notes. So that's what we're gonna do now. Also, of course we recorded the sustain pedal here, which is the orange bars here. So we can even adjust that as well. So first we wanna make sure that it's all on time, like we can quantize it. We just drag all the notes and hit the quantize button. We can choose 1/8, which should do the job. As you can hear, it's already on the beat. Let's put the tempo back to, let's say, 126. Okay, that sounds cool, but there are a couple of notes in there that I want to remove, like this one. And of course we can also adjust the velocity of the note. And I think these ones are a bit too much. And I want to change something in the sustain pedal. So I'm gonna change that here. Now it sounds pretty cool. it doesn't sound like a robot or a computer, it sounds like a real human being behind the piano. And now we're gonna change the sound, because the sound can be much better than this. So the part I just played actually fits perfectly in a track that I made, but it's in a part where not a lot of things happen. There's maybe a vocal on it, so it has to sound really beautiful, like a real piano. Kind of want to make that retro piano sound. And there are a couple of plugins that are really helpful. So first what I do is I put a compressor on it, because some notes can be louder, some notes can be softer, and it's nice to just have it all pretty much on the same volume. So I always use the glue. It's just like a bit of compression, really helps. So let's turn that on. Especially in dance tracks, house tracks, it's nice to put some compression on it, because otherwise it's gonna be a bit messy. So I also put a multipressor on it. It's just a Logic multi-compressor, and it makes sure that all the frequencies are differently compressed, because sometimes you have high notes which are really loud or low notes which are really loud. You kind of want to, yeah, compress them all. So that's the multipressor. And then I think is the most important plugin is the RC20. I really like this plugin because it gives like a really retro feel. You have a lot of presets as well. And I think the first one is already really cool. It's the final one. And it sounds like this. So it adds a bit of noise, which is like a real final noise. It also adds a bit of pitch wobble. So of course a piano has strings, but not all the strings are always perfectly in tune. And that's why I add a bit of wobble to have that really like that small pitch difference, and you can really hear it, and I think it really sounds cool. Some distortion as well. Not really sure what this does, but sounds good. And there you have it. I think it sounds pretty cool. What I also do is sometimes layer it with another piano, which has a slightly different sound. Just to make it a bit brighter and fuller and fatter, especially for dance tracks. That's really nice. And the last thing is really important, is equalize. And for now it sounds okay, but if I'm gonna put it in a track, I want to make sure that the right frequencies are there. It's not going to interfere with the vocal or anything else. So it's important to really equalize your pianos. So that's one way to record a piano. Another way is to draw it in, and in Logic it's just really easy. You can just draw the notes here. You can also change the velocity like this. And it's really helpful and useful for dance productions, like the tight productions. Maybe in a drop you want to add some piano layers. You don't want to have the small notes in between that you sometimes play when you play it live. So it's nicer to draw it in, and it's easier and it's quicker. So those are two ways to make a piano. So of course we just heard the piano only by itself, and now we're gonna check how it sounds in a track. Unfortunately I cannot show you the vocal which is on it, but I can show you the other instruments that are in here. So yeah, let's hear it. I'm just gonna show you without any effects on it. I have a synthesizer here, which has the low ends. And then I have the piano here. I slightly changed it, made it a bit longer, but I think it sounds better. I actually layered it with another piano, so you're hearing two pianos now, but it sounds as one, like it's supposed to. So now I'm gonna show you the complete track with everything on it. And this is without effects. It already sounds pretty good, but we really want to have the pianos to pop out. So let's add the compressor, the RC20. I just got rid of a bit of the mid-low ends, as you can see here, because it's interfering a lot with the synthesizer over here. And I did that with both pianos, I think. Also the multipressor. And on this piano, I just added a bit more mid to make it a bit more crispy. So it pops out even more. And now it sounds like this. Oh yeah, I actually bounced it already. So I bounced these two into this track. So I can mute this. And I can just play this one. And here the track continues. As you can hear, like in the second part, I just added the piano here with only the bass, which gives a nice real feeling to the track. Together with the other instruments, it sounds pretty cool. So now I'm just gonna show you the difference between the part that I played without any effects, without editing it, and the final result. So as you can hear, it's a bit messy. You don't really hear it that well. It's not really bright, and there's no effects on it. Doesn't really sound that nice. So after all the effects and editing it, it sounds like this. Which I think is way nicer. It sounds way cooler. The sound is better. So yeah. So I show you guys how to record a piano part, how to process it, how to edit it, and what kind of effects you put on it. This works really well for me personally, but every track is different, every producer is different. So just find out what works for you. This really works for me, but there are, I think, a lot of other ways to do it. So that was it. That's how I recorded the piano part for my new upcoming track. It's probably gonna be released somewhere this year. So if you want to stay up to date, check out my Instagram, Facebook and Twitter, Mike Williams. And hopefully I'll be able to see you guys live soon. And take care. Ciao.